Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to Solar Sailing. This is episode 26. And sorry, we're a little bit late. We got going talking about all things boating. And if you don't know us, that's one of the things we love to do. And so I'm Jason, and I am the proud owner of Soul Seeker. And it is a 37-foot 1986 Prout Snow Goose Elite that has been demasted on purpose and refit as a solar electric liveaboard cruiser. My wife and I are preparing to go navigate around the Great Loop here in North America and beyond. I should say and beyond, because one day we're gonna develop sea legs enough that we kind of go, let's try it. Let's
Yeah.
try the big stuff. And so I'm joined today by Aaron, and we also have Sylvia from Mitek Italy, who's supposed to be jumping on. Sent her the link. She is planning to join us, and so she may join us here midstream. But Aaron, tell us a little bit about your boat.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Aaron from Extraordinary Horizons. We're in the process of refitting, rebuilding, renovating a 65-foot one-off custom power catamaran. We are almost done. I don't want to jinx it, but we're almost there. And then we are going to go out into the wild blue yonder.
Oh,
That is basically our retirement, our next phase in this thing we call life. So, yeah, I'm down here in South Florida. We're just about done. I was just basically jabbing Jason about the 84 degrees and 7,000% humidity we have down
oh
here
my
today.
God,
And he's
ridiculous.
sitting,
I'm in
he's sitting in
Kansas
the
City
street.
where we're at 24. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah,
again
yeah,
for rubbing that in, Aaron. I
yeah.
thought we were going to get away with freshwater solar sailing episode. Apparently, it's going to be full salty today.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, so that's what we're doing. We're excited to get out there
yeah.
in the new phase, do a lot of experimenting and testing and and stuff like that. But yeah,
Now, I will say that I want to start off with what we do every week, and that is remind everyone that we are giving our DIY experiences. We are sharing our passion projects with you, and we are not insuring or guaranteeing anything at all. You do your own projects just like we are doing ours. And so today's episode, you can see, is not brought to you or sponsored by. We aren't paid by anyone. I wish we were. Anyone out there wants to give us some money to showcase their stuff, we are glad to do it. So long as it's applicable. I mean, we're not going to sell our souls here. But before we get going, we did get a hello from Gustavo. Hello, Gustavo. Good to see you.
hey Gustavo.
Now, today's episode will focus on MyTech Italy. Now, here's the thing about their stuff. Like, it's not widely known here in the US. You do have to do the imports to get it, like it's going to have to be something that you specifically are wanting and find worthwhile. But if you do, you're getting a pretty cool setup. And so I want to kind of dive into our slideshow here. And like I said, if Sylvia jumps on, great. If she gets technical difficulties, I understand. Having worked in instructional tech for years, I get it. Now, as we look at these, MyTech has a whole host of offerings. I'm showcasing here on our slide their big outboard. This is their 30 horse equivalent that runs on 48 volts. Now, these are all electric. Remember, this is solar sailing. We don't just focus on electric. I mean, we've got Patrick and myself. Patrick's, he's not here today, but his boat is a sailboat that is also electric driven, but honestly, it's more of a solar boat that happens to have sails. My boat is 100% solar and electric. And so this company, MyTech, is going to really be interesting for folks like Patrick and myself. But Aaron, while he's looking at a hybrid approach, some of the MyTech offerings can be worked into that. So don't think of it as, oh, I have to be solar only in order to pay attention to this. This is still useful. But their 30 horse running on 48 volts, that's fascinating because it gives you big power when you need it. But it also can be run gently when you don't. They also have their sail drives. And then this right here is an interesting little I don't know what to call it. It's called the revolve, and what it does is essentially you can put this, now it's showcased here. These are the images that Sylvia shared with us. It mounts on the back, in this case, a dinghy. And so you can see here it's in full drive mode. And then this orientation here is obviously you're turning. So this will rotate around that kind of hub.
Yeah,
And then,
that looks like a a zero turn mower where you could basically run a loop, a
yeah,
total circle around yourself. That's interesting. Cool.
it's a cool little design. But then when you come into shore and you're ready to actually, dock, you don't have to leave the prop under the water line. This thing will revolve
Okay.
and allow you to pull it straight up out of the water, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, that I love.
Um, Now they do use their Soar Marine, like that's a beautiful looking tender. Love that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's a kind of cool setup. And then she brought these pictures here, which are a little more zeroed in on it. And again, you can see that it has this central hub that it's able to revolve around. And I like this here where it shows the up and down motion. I did want to ask her, does it go this way? Probably not.
No, it doesn't because it clips into that bracket there on the right. If you look
Mm,
above that,
yeah.
if you look at the picture above,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I think it can only go one way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, and that's still cool because you get the full, necessary movement. It doesn't have
that's
to go that way.
that is an interesting design because, like a, well, not for a dinghy. Not for a dinghy per se, but like if you're a liveaboard
Right.
and like you are, and you don't want to leave that prop in the water all the time when you're anchored or moored or hanging out, you can
Exactly.
pull her up, and then you don't have growth or anything going on the motor at all. It's
Okay,
cool.
so break that down for me, Aaron, because that's exactly what attracted me to this. And
Yeah,
so you've got experience in the boating world a bit more than I do.
yeah.
And so, like, break that down, why you want that, why that's good, how this could serve
So
that purpose.
so in typically in temperate in tropical waters and warmer waters, you have issues with growth or barnacles or living organisms wanting to make their home on your bottom of your boat, which stays in the water. If you're a liveaboard, you
And they
the,
call it
the
fouling, right? Isn't that what they
right,
call it?
right. The last thing we want when we're living on the water is to have to pull the boat out, in and out, in and out, in and out, because it's risky and it costs money and it takes time, and not it's not available everywhere. So having something that you can pull in and out, where it doesn't basically have its entire life in the water, will mitigate, decrease that fouling or that stuff living on the bottom because it can't live. Obviously, when it's out of the water, it can't live. The other thing is that if you can pull that out of the water, you can clean that without removing that motor from the boat. Typically, when you have a tilt motor on like a normal outboard or some of the outboards I believe that you and Patrick are using,
Hmm.
they only tilt back, like they only tilt forward and back. They don't tilt to the side. So
Right.
it's without getting off your boat, you couldn't reach that prop or that the lower part of the motor to clean it up. With this, it seems like it folds up.
So
Yeah,
let's look at
there's
let's look here at Soul Seeker. This is my boat. It's currently on the hard over in Belhaven, North Carolina. But this is what it looks like now, and you can see that which Aaron's alluding to, which is our outboards. Patrick's are a little different arrangement. Mine is currently set up this way, and it's got these brackets that it attaches to, and they would only lift up out of the water coming up this way.
rear to the
Whereas the
rear.
revolve would kind of rotate and stay on that same line. You don't have to come straight out with it and take up all that room.
Yep.
Now, what the plan is for us is to move the outboards in these little alcoves underneath the aft deck instead of off the back. And I could pull with a boat hook down here and pull it up, and then I'd have to have a little reach through to get this little. There's a little lever right here to set them back into the water, And so in that way, then I'd be able to lift mine up out of the water and put them back in. But something like the Revolve, I mean, that just frankly allows for this
Yeah.
kind of a motion here where it's up and out of the way. Now, I would feel like it's kind of like I'd have to get that so low to get it into the water. I'd have to kind of have a bracket that keeps this way low. And that kind of makes me nervous because it's not a long shaft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a short shaft. Well, I
That is
wonder,
tiny.
do they offer any kind of extension or a
Well,
long?
let's look at their website because, and I'm real disappointed a little bit that I haven't heard back from Sylvia either. So hopefully that link is working for her. And then, oh, hey, Aaron, before we do move on, look at this. You got yourself a shout out, brother.
Oh yeah,
You can
that's
share a boat.
Jimmy. What's up, Jim? Happy Saturday.
Let's go. Okay, how do you know Jim? I need to know.
Jim is our head guy.
No
Jim,
way.
Jim, Jim
Oh,
is Jim is the
cool.
man. Yeah,
Wait, have I seen him in your videos?
yeah. Jim is the man.
Let's go. Shout out to Jim.
Jim is the one doing a lot of the educational, informational, entertainment on the videos.
I think I like him better than you.
Ah, yeah. Maybe we can have him on one time.
Oh, that would be amazing. Jim, if you're on still and you're interested, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That would be a blast. All right, so let's take a look at their website here. So on their products, when you look at their outboards, which is what we're going to dive into, and you can see their stuff is used. They're all electric, but you can see their stuff is used on these little ski boats or open bow boats, what I call day trip boats. You know, like you're just out there. This 6 horsepower running off 48 volts, that's the equivalent of the e-propulsion Navy 6.0. That 6.0 is the 6.0 horsepower that we got there. Now, honestly, I think this 9.9, when you look at horsepower, because the 6.0 on the Navies is a 9.9 equivalent. So I think this is probably the direct comparison. Now they keep going. Like you got a 15, a 20. They got the 30 I was talking about that's still running 48 volt. And so that is not high voltage yet. That's the very end of high voltage, right? Anything beyond 48, now the human body, if you touch it and it shorts, 48 volt, you can go, oh, ow, and pull your hand back and it just hurts and you go, wow, I had a near death experience. Whereas beyond 48 volt, you grab hold, no, the body physically clinches around it more and more and more and more and more. That's why people like Patrick and I are sticking with the 48 volt. But 30 horsepower, oh my, that's strong. Okay, now they keep on going into that high voltage stuff. But these all come with your, long shaft. These right here, they come with your long shaft. Then we get into more of the fishing boat style outboards with a dedicated cavitation plate and all that stuff. I mean, I guess these do too. The e propulsions don't. But when you go to their actual pod drive, which is the one that we had on the image, look at this. They've got nice selection here too. Like those are good. If you're on a catamaran and you're thinking about pod replacements, these look like a cool offering. And I love it's all 48 volt, small wires and small voltage. Gimme, gimme, gimme. All right, now let's look at. I mean, they do have the sail drive. I don't know. Are you using a sail drive? You don't have a sail drive. Yours is a shaft drive.
Minor stern drives.
Stern
Yeah.
drives. I got to learn all those terms. Okay. But these sail drives are there as well. Then we go to the inboard. I think this is where it would fit your needs a little bit better. Tell me what you're looking at here if you see anything that looks interesting to you, Aaron. Let's
Yeah.
see, we got 48 volts. That's what
Yeah.
my brain always goes to 48 volt because lower
What's the
voltage.
equivalent? Do they have the horsepower equivalent of that one and like or thrust or anything like that?
Okay, they don't, but it does say 17 kilowatts, and that's what the Navy 6.0, that is 6 kilowatts. So this would be the closest thing to our boats. That right there, 17 kilowatts, that's a lot. But 48 volts, but not horsepower equivalents. Let's click on it and see if we can learn more. See if it has a horsepower to it. Not seeing it. RPM, I hear a lot of guys talking RPM. Does that matter to you?
Well, what does it say the optimum RPM to run that at is?
It has a nominal is 1800.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now,
Yeah.
would that connect with your boat? Would an inboard motor like this connect with your boat?
Anything can be Frankenstein together, right?
I
I
love
mean,
that.
it could. I'm sure it could. I'll have to talk to Jim. I'm sure it could. Jim could do anything.
Jim, I see you're still there. He said, sure. Oh, look at this.
What did he say? Sure, it can.
Another one came in, brother. Oh, gauntlet thrown down.
Yeah.
Jim is happy to jump on anytime. I'm going to leave that to you to set that up.
Okay.
Now, and actually, I think you have a topic coming up. So if that works, let's go.
Cool.
All right. So now when we look here, I don't see on the Revolve itself. I mean, they have much more horsepower and still 48 volts. Like this one's a 20 horse, 48 volt. Good Lord, that is epic for what I need.
Yeah. Well, what are you thinking of needing for a dinghy or needing for?
No, I know it would work with a dinghy. I'm trying to imagine this. The problem is the very small shaft. I don't think that's going to work well for me, and that's why I wanted Sylvia to be here to talk through it.
Yeah.
But like I think I need the long shaft given the conditions that I'm looking to sail in. But I loved the concept of this thing being able to revolve up and out of the way without me needing to reach down there and pull it or
Yeah.
install $1,000 jack plate
So
that'll lift it on its own.
your current motors don't have electric trim, right? Or electric tilt, whatever. They don't.
Correct. No electric tilt.
Okay, got it. All right.
Now, the newer e-propulsions do, but you're also paying an arm and a leg for those. And
Yeah,
so that's where,
you're also using additional power, so you
which I
know.
don't even mind the additional power. I don't know. I'm at that point where I bought a $5,000 boat, right? I don't want to throw $100,000 at you know renovating it to get it all perfect when I don't really need that. I just need it to work. Oh,
Right.
here we go. Jim's throwing down. He's engaging some more. He says the two Tesla truck motors I dropped into the boat at the port are 3,000 horsepower between them. Whoa.
Yeah, he did a he did a refit on a 70-foot. I think it's a Bertram or a Hatteras. I think it may be a Bertram.
Holy crap.
um,
That's awesome.
yeah, running a bunch of batteries and two large Tesla motors in the. I believe it's a Bertram. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to throw this comment up here. I don't really. Is that a different language? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm going to see if I can copy it and paste it into Google Translate, but I don't think it has a translation thing in here. If you've got that Neurochem TV 7ZW, if you could
Yeah, I
throw
don't
that in
know.
Google Translate for us, that'd be sweet. English, sorry. Ugh. I can try and work my way through Spanish if you made me, but that's all I got.
No, that's not Spanish.
No, no. Okay, so let's think about Mitek in general, and especially for let's imagine Extraordinary Horizons and Mitek are partnering together. They're going to eliminate the budget, like
Yeah.
they've got you right. They want you to showcase their motors. What did you
Okay,
see that makes you go, "Let's try that"?
so here's my this is poison for solar sailing, but it's okay. So
Poison for solar sailing. Oh my!
so yeah, so my biggest pet peeve with electric motors, which is why I like the hybrid approach, is your range can be infinite range if you're at 3 to 4 knots, right?
Yes.
And
3 to 4
this
knots,
is
as long as the sun's shining and I got decent battery, I'm good.
correct. And this is going to be my pet peeve or my I can't think of the word right
Say
now.
it, brother. Say it.
It's my the thing that's holding me back the most is
Oh, yeah, no, I get it.
three, 3 to 4 knots in a
Slow.
strong well not no it's okay in a stronger current. It's going to be like treading water, right? With and losing and steadily losing. So that
Okay,
when
I'm going to
you're
push back there, though. Where are you
well,
experiencing
say
that
you're
other than haul over, maybe haul over? I mean, that's the most
Well,
horrible
say you're
place
in
you
the
could go.
say you're in the ocean, or say you're
Okay.
crossing a treacherous path where it's narrow, right? And
Yeah.
you're totally reliant on your forward momentum and your forward propulsion.
Yeah.
Um, and the current starts to overtake you. Well, if you can't thrust, if you can't speed up, if you can't give it more gas or forward momentum, you're going to
Hmm.
end up succumbing to the current, and you're going to end up wherever the current decides that it wants to pull you or push you. So if I don't care about the slow, because the infinite range, the being able to go quote
It's
unquote
what you
forever,
always talk about. It's freedom. You know what I mean?
yes,
Freedom.
and it's free-ish. It doesn't cost much.
It
It
costs
costs
time.
it and the entry of the motor, the entry of the equipment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So other than the entry of the equipment and the maintenance of the equipment, which on
Oh, you're
electric
talking
stuff,
like upfront costs. Like, okay,
yes,
the electrics
every
are more expensive.
so nothing, not necessarily the more expensive. That's okay too. It's the it's the now I'm getting sidetracked and I'm not even really sure where I'm going, but
No, you're
it
good.
it's the it's the current overtaking you. If I could make the current overtaking you, so you said, hey, look, let's have Mitek eliminate the budget.
Yeah.
If we
Budget's
could
gone.
eliminate, if we could eliminate the current, which we can't, but if we could figure out how to mitigate it, make it less treacherous,
Yeah.
then it would all of this whole electric stuff would make sense, right?
Okay, here's what I love about this conversation because
I'm gonna be the mole.
we just had silent yachts cross the freaking Atlantic
Mhm.
Ocean.
And I'm
Now,
still arguing. Yep.
and they're still going back and forth with it.
Yep.
But here's the thing. That which we heard from Captain Steve himself
Yep.
was, could you go electric solar only? His answer was yes, you could. You would just be exposed to the elements
That's right.
longer. And if you were coming at this argument with, I want to get from point A to point B faster so that I don't have myself exposed to the elements,
Sure.
I'm going, that's fair. But if you're saying no, it's not possible, then I go, oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
It's
It's
possible.
definitely possible. And if you're okay with the exposure and you're planning like, okay, we're going to stay close to ports of call or safety, spots where we can jump off the boat if we needed to,
Different story.
the hurricane is on us, we got to get off,
Right.
like that's a totally different conversation than if you're going, I want to cross the Atlantic at 2 knots. Like, what are you doing? That's absurd. Now, again, we come back to entry point extraordinary horizons. Money's not an object. They're taking care of it. Which one of their products attracts you for your big girl? Because you got a big girl. She's
Um,
heavy.
let's see. So what one of their products would attract me the most? Probably um inboard. Probably inboard
All right, let's go look at her.
with a straight shaft. Yeah. But that would require a lot of retrofitting of my current application too, from just not just the motor, but the the shaft and the whole
Right.
everything. I
But
mean,
Jim is here.
yeah, I
Jim is
was gonna say if Jim's still here, he knows all about it. You gotta freaking we'd have to redesign everything.
right.
Um, so you know,
Oh, here we go. And see, I've gotten distracted with our fun talk. We have Gustavo. Gustavo, man, you're getting a little beyond my comfort zone to answer. I might have to defer to Patrick. We could send that on to him. He is off today. He called in, actually, his wife called in a PTO. Considering we all get paid so much, he needed to use it.
yeah,
Okay, this is a great horsepower range and all, but would you really want to have cabling that runs anything over 200 amps? That is a lot. That's a great point. That's a lot of power pumping through that copper. What is the highest amperage are you comfortable with when using 1,000 to 3,000 watts is less than 60 amps? No, these are all great points. And the biggest thing there is, you can only fit so much power pulsating through those cables at one given time. And I'm going to specify, like, I'm still novice level. I'm comfortable enough having proven my concept on my boat and kind of replicated Patrick's a little
yeah,
bit. that I know a little bit, but I'll defer to him and I'll ask him to follow up on that maybe next episode. But yeah, you don't want to destroy your cables with crazy amounts of current going through them, and then you melt something or even worse. Now the nice thing is with the LFP batteries, these lithium iron phosphates, good luck making them like combust and blow up and burn until I mean that's they're really actually way more stable than what you see out there in popularized media that goes, oh my God, look, the Tesla's on fire. Well, those were lithium ion. Those are different.
Right.
And so then we get to, okay, that was Gustavo. And Gustavo has a follow up here. He says, in other words, you really need to go over 48 volts when pushing more than 50. Gotcha. And that's where you get into the oh, not high voltage. Yeah, high voltage. And I just don't feel comfortable with it at
That's
that
when you get
point.
into more of electrical engineering. Yeah.
You do, and that's where you're going to have to pay big money to get the real pros out to do stuff. If you're doing a hobbyist type approach like what we're doing, you're probably going to be happier to just stick with the slower, the not as powerful motors, but you feel safer with it. Like I feel very safe getting down there and touching the electronic components of my boat and knowing, hey, as long as you don't, cross positive and negative here, you're going to be okay. Um, Now let's jump over here to what Jimmy said. Is it Jim or Jimmy? You call him Jim, but his profile says Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Jim, Jimmy, James,
all right, I'm
whatever.
going to go with Jim. Gulf Stream and wind would put you in irons immediately. Great point, Aaron. Yeah, I mean, there's the elements, right? And
Yeah.
so you've got to think through what environment are you in. I mean,
Well,
can it be done? Should it be done? Different questions.
let me preface this is that from what I know in conversations, Jim is a diesel guy, right?
Oh,
He did the conversion to electric on the
yep.
Bertram, but he's a diesel guy through and through.
And that's
So
fine. That's it has its place.
like that's I like the hybrid approach where I can have my cake and eat it too,
Yeah.
where I'm able to enjoy the benefits of the electric stuff. And then when I need to put the pedal to the metal, so to speak, or the hammer down,
Right. You've got it.
right, I'm able to do that too. So that's really appealing to me. Where, and we've gone like around a lot, Jason, Patrick, and I, and how there's so many different ways to skin the cat, so to speak, with this
Yeah.
stuff. There's no right way, really. Um, like I say, inboard would be best, but even if they said, "Hey, listen, we're gonna make the budget go away," I still would stick with a hybrid approach. I still
Okay,
would.
so there we go. Let's go back to that. So you would stick with the hybrid approach. I'm fine with that. I get that. I mean, obviously it's
Yeah,
your boat. It doesn't matter if I'm
yeah.
fine with it or not. But of their inboards, so if you're going a hybrid approach, let's break that down. You're talking about what? What two components are you talking about? Diesel engine that is doing what? Is it ever driving the boat itself? Or is it powering the electric motor? Right? Like there's all kinds of options
I
within the
don't
hybrid
I don't
approach.
know yet. I don't I don't know yet because I haven't dug deep enough in it. I would have to basically start consulting the experts and say, "Hey, look, this is what I'm trying to do. Here's my
Okay.
these are my concerns, right?
Okay.
My
So let
concerns
me
are
pose this.
yeah,
Let's pose this then. So let's go a hypothetical since we're still just doing a thought exercise. And I want your comments, guys, because we can get into arguments here and it'll be good.
that's fine. Yeah.
Um, and actually, they're good because I think that good things come from passionate debate. But
Yep.
let's talk about it from the angle. Here's the hypothetical. So we're going
Mhm.
to take Extraordinary Horizons and we're going to have one hull that's going to be diesel, straight up diesel, right on out the shaft drive, whatever yours is called. Say the word again.
Stern drive.
Stern
Yes.
drive. Okay. So you got a stern drive that is diesel powered direct. There is no fanciness to it. It's just boom, here it is, diesel. Okay.
Right.
Not digging at it, not dogging on it. It's just there it is. There's a diesel.
It
And on
works.
the other
It works.
side, you got a straight electric, no hybridization to it. It's just a straight battery, electric motor, inboard, I'm going to assume, one of these here.
Yeah,
Which one are you going for your electric motor and why?
the one the one that's going to give me the thrust boost that I need, right? The power that I need, and
Yep.
it's going to use the it's going to use the well, I don't need to worry about energy anymore then because I have
Right.
my other side being able to charge
Right.
batteries up for. Okay, so then what the one that provides me the most power because
Okay. So most power, but you got to factor in. I remember we've chatted. We're talking about DIY. You want to be able to fix this stuff. You don't want to have to call in
yeah,
the expert.
yeah,
Are you jumping over 48 volts?
no, that's
Yeah, I
right.
don't blame you. I think that's
No.
ridiculous. But that's me. I want to be guys. It comes down to a DIY approach. You got to be able to hit that hot wire with your hand and go. I can
Yeah,
pull
but
off of it.
it's not only the being able to fix it. It's when you start getting up in the hot into the higher voltage and water is involved. um, you may be posing yourself at risk. I mean, plus then you have bleeding edge and leading edge, right? The
Right.
stuff is cool, right? It's cool, and I'm sure um, we can get it to work. But do we want to be that much of a guinea pig? It's cool to be a guinea pig, but do we want to be a guinea pig
Right.
with
And
electric?
honestly, beyond 48 volts, I think I'm going to stick with their proprietary battery. So now I'm going to have to pay three times the
Well, no,
cost for their battery.
budget is over, but the budget is only over for one time probably, and then
Right.
if something breaks the next time, I'm paying for it. So
So if I'm you and I hear what you just said, I think for your big girl, because honestly, you could take my 6.0s, you could take my e-propulsion Navy 6.0s right now. You could
that's
take my entire system, slap it on the back of your big girl, as long as you can get the props sufficiently below the water, you're gonna get 3 knots. You're
yeah,
gonna be okay to get 3 knots. You might even be able to get four. I don't know. Yours a heavy girl, but
yeah.
you're
But
gonna
the issue
get
is still
three
current.
knots.
Though. The issue is still like I'm looking at it from the big picture. The issue is still the current and the weather, right? The environment. So I'm gonna want now we introduced this 48 volts. So I'm gonna want 48 volts, right, which is
Mm-hmm.
the maximum I can get and still be quote unquote safe and be able
Sea fish.
to work on safe-ish and be able to work on it.
Right.
And I want to be able to have the most amount of thrust that they have in this 48 volt, which we don't even know what horsepower equivalent it is. So
Well, we have max power of 29 kilowatts, and 6 kilowatts equals 9.9
what did you say that one
horsepower.
is?
This one is 29 max kilowatts. So let's do a quick one. 29
Triple.
kilowatts converted to miles
Horsepower.
or horsepower. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Triple it.
On
About
oh,
30
there it
something.
was right there. 38. So 39 horsepower.
Yeah, we're not
38.89. So let's just round up to 39 or round down, whatever you want to do.
that's not going to help me.
So not going to help you what?
That's not going to push my boat fast enough to keep it out of trouble if there's
Now
heavy.
remember, you've got the other hull that's
Oh yeah.
diesel that's there for that particular reason. So now
Yeah.
when you're in safe zone, when you're fine and you want to go slow and you don't have to worry about a storm, I
Okay.
love that for your system because now when you're going from this island to that
Yeah,
island
yeah, 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 yeah. I was
and
going to say
your pilot house, wheelhouse, roof is covered in freaking what'd you have 20 solar panels up there?
yeah, you got it. That makes sense. So
That's
I
brilliant.
can I can tool around and do my 4 knots ish.
Yeah.
And then if we run
Oh,
into trouble,
on this, you're doing 4 or 5 knots easy.
okay, so then if we run into trouble, I can quickly
Kick
put
in
the
the diesel and go.
put the hammer down. So then I have the best of both worlds and
You
be able to
do.
get the boat out
I'm
of trouble.
telling you, man, for a boat your size to be able to have both like that, that's pretty sick. Now I know we're gonna get. Let's go see because I haven't paid
Or we're
attention to the
gonna get some
comments in a
slack,
minute.
sure.
Oh, I'm gonna see if Jimmy is still in here and not. He put us in the irons, man. I was like, what, dude?
Yeah,
Okay, we
it's
got
okay.
Gustavo. I think Gustavo's was the follow up we already showcased. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's right. If you want more power on electric, you're going high voltage. But the trade-off there is you're going to have to get a system that is serviced by the big dogs.
Yeah, what
Um,
how do you service by the big dogs unless you have a like an onboard
Electrician,
engineer?
yeah,
And
electrical engineer.
if you're in the middle of nowhere, how do you fix it without,
Yeah,
getting
it's a thing.
shocked?
It's a
Right.
thing. Well, guys, this has been a fascinating conversation. I think I'm going to kind of pull us toward an end, probably the next 5-10 minutes. Any other thoughts that you've got, either in the comments or um, right here with Aaron and myself? Aaron, if you got any questions about this concept of my tech
Yeah.
for your boat.
No, I like it. I like being able to see what it could do. Um, if Sylvia's out there, hint hint.
No, where's
I
Sylvia?
like the idea of being able to see what it can do and go from there. As long as I don't mind going slow.
Mm-hmm.
What I do mind, this is the last time I'll say, what I do mind is going slow and putting myself and the boat in danger, uh,
Right.
being overtaken by a current or the wind or something like that.
Sure.
If all of that could go away, let's go. We're good. Like let's try it.
And I think Jimmy's making a really good point here about Extraordinary Horizons in particular, or a boat like her.
Yeah,
And that is, you have that massive side windage because of just that solid mass, which is
it's the wheelhouse fault,
beautiful, but you get that side wind and it's pushing you.
right?
And
And
you gotta overcome that.
we're gonna need something that's gonna push forward momentum through Mother Nature. And you fight with
Right.
Mother Nature, and Mother Nature wins all the
She
time.
wins,
So
dude. She wins.
yeah,
You're actually just trying to placate her long enough to get where you want to go. Now, what about
yes.
rudders on Extraordinary Horizons? Let's talk that just a little bit, or do you know, is that pushing too deep? Because I wonder if that comes into play here with Jimmy's point.
Um, tracking, using rudders for tracking to keep her in a straight line is definitely important because it's I don't know how I'm going to explain this without like an illustration, but if you have the rudders sticking in the water on the back of the boat and you have the wind or the
Mm-hmm.
current pulling her this way, it's going to be harder for her to be pulled anyway if you have stuff sticking in the water
Right.
to keep her tracking straight.
That you can
Um,
tilt to compensate.
Not no, because they would be fixed. They would be fixed rudders that would just sit there.
Oh,
So yeah, they would just sit fixed.
okay.
So it would be harder to blow her to the side, to blow her off course
Uh huh.
if there were rudders sticking in the water. Then there
So it's
is no
almost serving like a keel.
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
right now there is no rudder sticking in the water in sticking out of the hulls, or sticking out anywhere. So and there's no keel. So right now she'd be blown like a surfboard
Wow.
because unless you could keep your forward momentum fast enough
Yeah.
to keep from blowing over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy town. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. You have got to go check out the progress that Extraordinary Horizons is making. Like the recent videos that have been hitting where they show the before and the current. I'm like, oh my God, they have been working their tails off. It's amazing. This stuff is so fun. I'm getting so excited because you guys are getting close to splashing ish, right? Like, come on, man. Do we have a
Close.
hard date? Is there a hard date?
Uh,
That's
I
a
want a
test
hard
because there's
date.
no hard date in voting. It's all like,
No,
ah,
I
we're gonna
mean,
see.
no, because it's like we're in South Florida, so it's weather dependent.
Yeah,
Um,
you and your 84 degrees.
yeah, and you hope that the next thing you dig into isn't a hornet's nest like you love so much. So
Oof.
and then it puts you back some because you have to fix a problem that was you were fixing one problem and then you're running into another issue as you're fixing
Hmm.
the other, or you're fixing one thing and you break something else while you're trying to fix the thing you're fixing. So which is that happens. Um,
Gotcha. So Jimmy throws in there that the stern drives move at angles as you steer the boat currently. So it sounds a little bit like the sonic drive that was originally on the Prout. So the drive itself moves.
Yeah, it's
Um,
it's similar to like an inboard outboard on a pleasure boat, like on a ski boat, like not on a ski boat that has a stern drive where the prop is connected
yes,
to an out drive.
yes,
That's it. So
gotcha,
the out drive turns, and the prop is connected to the out drive. So the whole thing turns.
got it,
It's not like a fixed shaft drive where you have rudders behind it that are acting
got
like
it. So your
fins.
motion is directed by the projection of water across the way. I'm going to have those terms way screwed up
Yeah.
because I want to put this out there. Jimmy says we are going at warp speed already. LOL. I love it. I think we're getting into some stuff there. That's awesome. But
Yeah.
I want to say that on my boat, if I were to do a Mitek outboard and it was again cost is covered,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna stick with one of their long shaft options here in their outboards because I want to go with the revolve. I just don't think that they have the shaft length that's going to be needed
Or
for
maybe
my
they can
boat.
maybe they have an extender like that will help put the prop deeper in the water so
Yeah, 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 yeah.
you
And
gravitation.
even that you could do like something that raises and lowers it whenever you need it, but that feels a little like I'm a
But then
little
you're
sussed
getting
out by that.
then you're getting complex and more
Yeah.
shit to break, right?
And it's just right, more fail points. So when I look at this 20 horsepower, 48 volt, man, that looks very attractive to me. I'm going, that's probably where I would want to go if money was no object. And interestingly, they don't have a learn more on that. Why? Why do you not have a learn more under that? I need to learn more. Um, so I think they've got good looking stuff. I just want to take one more look since we're in there. Let me bounce back over here. I realized it was just our faces. When I'm back over here on their website, I just want to take one more look at this Revolve because it is a beautiful system. Just imagine if you could have that range of motion right here on my boat where, oh, I can lift it up out of the water. Man, that's epic.
Oh wait, Jason.
Tell me.
Now I'm looking at the revolve setup. If you had a
Yeah.
long shaft, how are you going to fold her up? You can't.
You don't
You're
have to. That's the point. You don't have to because you don't have to fold her up because she comes up right here automatically.
no, but look at it. Go back to your other pictures that you had. Your still shot of the ones that of the close ups. So
Oh, of hers. Here we go.
yeah. So not no the other one. Yeah, those. So if you look at the top middle,
Yep.
well that yeah, if you extended the
Oh, I get
shaft,
what you're saying. It's going to
oh, it would
extend
still
too
work.
long and hit the other one.
No, yeah, but it would work. It would work still. No, it would just be they would just come close to each other with a gap, and no, it would still work.
It's
It would it would,
interesting.
it would still work.
It's so interesting. I love it. I like the concept. I think they're onto something. I haven't seen any others doing that. If you guys know of anything, tell me about it. I know Jimmy's talking jack plates, and that's honestly where I'm likely to go. Jack plate mounted on the back of your boat, Jason, that adjust could help your situation 100%. They are like $1,000 a piece, which is not the end of the world, but I've spent $5,000 on my boat, right? Like,
Yeah, the jack plate is definitely a good solution because
yeah, just
there's really
brings it
no
straight up.
motor. Yeah, but they make simple ones that are not motorized, and it's a pin.
Hmm.
It's like a pin that goes in, and it's all manual. Um, and there's nothing to break there. It's all
Now, I will
heavy
tell you that
metal.
the other reason I liked this with Revolve in particular, because it can get me out of the water when I need to, but also when it's in the water, it can spin almost like your drives. So when Patrick is coming into dock, right?
Mhm.
He takes his motors, his e-propulsion motors, same exactly ones as mine, and he tilts them in toward each other. Well, actually, let's see if toward you guys. He tilts them in toward each other so that he can actually accomplish the
Yeah,
same thing that you get where you're kind of, just daisy or
that's a
ginger,
zero.
being
That's a
ginger with
zero.
it.
That's a zero ride lawnmower. That I'll be
Yeah,
able to
yeah, 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 yeah. That same
articulate
thing.
that too.
And so, but he has to angle his at almost like 45-degree almost in order to achieve that. Well, mine, because we had to like slam ours down lower because they were not, they were still too high. Well, I lost the ability to do anything with mine. I can't. And so when we get back out there, that's going to be our goal is to achieve that ability underneath the aft deck. So there's a lot going on there. And
Mm.
that's where something like this revolve, wow, I'd be able to accomplish all of that.
And
But
it's a small footprint too. They look pretty small.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So I would just have to mount it low and just the water line's going to be right here, right? I mean, that's where you
well,
want the water line.
what can go in the water on those? Do you know how deep that can go in the water? What can get wet without
Well,
it?
when we look at their website, like they show it, where did they show it in the water? Was it on this section? Let me go look. But anyway, they show it underway, and it's like, oh, hey, that's kind of cool. I'll go see if it's in here. Outboard accessories. Crap. I don't want to waste everybody's time just
Yeah,
hunting for it. But they show it underway, and yes, I mean, you can just even tell because it's got the cavitation plate right here. Well, that's got to be under the water then. And so
yeah,
the water line is likely going to be right in here.
right.
And
Yep.
so I think that's fine. But at any rate, very cool concept. Thank you, Mitek. I want to jump into our final thoughts. And let's see, Jimmy's got to go. He said, glad he stopped by and said hello. Hey, hello, nothing. We're going to have you back on the show when Aaron's able to sort it out with you guys. That's going to be fun. He is going to the track, baby. You know who's
Have a
not
good
going to the
one.
track? This guy, because it's too freaking cold. But you guys out there, you're having a good time with it. Have fun, Jimmy. Thanks for
See ya.
stopping by, brother.
See ya,
And
man.
I will say this as we're wrapping up. My final thoughts on this are they're onto something sweet. I feel like I want it to be a little bit longer right in there because I do worry about the water line. I don't know. It's a little bit like if that's where the water line is and that's where the prop is, I got to get this thing way down there, and that means wires are exposed up
Yeah, but
here.
remember though, this thing
Mm.
is built. This thing, I guess, since Sylvia's not here to defend herself,
Right?
this thing's built for a dinghy.
It is.
It's not built to power
It is. Yes.
a catamaran.
Fair
So,
point.
but that's not to say that you can't retrofit it to work if they had some kind
I
of
was going to say, look at the Navies. The Navy 6.0s, they're not intended for what we're using them for, and
never.
yet they're doing a fabulous job at that.
Yeah. All right,
So
go ahead.
let's jump to your final thoughts, Aaron.
Yeah. So my final thoughts is this is definitely enlightening. um, that this stuff, I'm enamored every week. Like that, that this stuff is definitely possible. Is it possible for everyone? Every different type of boat? I don't think so. Um, but it's possible. Well, Silent Yachts was out there in a 62-foot big girl, big girl. So they're doing it with a little bit of a twist. um, so yeah, I mean, I'm enamored with the technology and how fast it's moving forward. I say that pretty much every week, and that this stuff is possible. Um, and as we move forward with the technology, it's becoming more and more possible for more and more people.
Yep.
Uh, so, like 5 years ago, 8 years ago, this wasn't really possible for many people at all. Um, Both entry price wise and technology wise and safe wise or any of that. So, now it's possible for a lot more people. And I'm excited about the possibilities of it becoming more and more possible for more and more people as the technology going at lightning speed um, continues to evolve. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Keep it short and
Very
sweet.
good. Well, folks, I'll tell you what, this has been an interesting one. I'm disappointed we didn't get Sylvia, but technical difficulties happen. I am glad she shared the images, and I think we were able to have an interesting conversation about a very fascinating product. Next week, we will have Patrick Mackay returning, and his topic of choice is next up for next week, and he has already disclosed what that is. This is this a first, Pat? I don't know. Has Patrick been the first one to declare Aaron beforehand? Like, I love this. This is great. So we're working on hybrids. We're going to be talking about
Yeah.
hybrids. Oh, I hope you're ready, Aaron, because we're coming after Extraordinary Horizons again. We're coming
This
after
is
that
interesting.
girl because it's
This is
time for her to get full powered.
yeah. All right. No, I mean, it'll be another interesting conversation with lots of controversy for sure, but I'm always up for that. So yeah,
Now, what about the following week? Do you have your topic already ready?
I
Can I
don't.
put you on air?
No, I don't.
Oh, and it's
No.
going to be what is that, the 27th. So that is 2 days after Christmas.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got
All
some time to
right.
think.
You got some time to think. Folks, I do appreciate you jumping on there and sticking with us. Come on next weekend for hybrids. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, comment, share, all the things for all the different socials. I know that Aaron and Extraordinary Horizons are very active on YouTube and on TikTok and on Instagram. I know Soul Seeker, we primarily focus on YouTube and TikTok. And then Patrick with Sailing Electra, they do a lot with YouTube and they're also on TikTok and Instagram. Instagram's a lot of what Candace does, I understand. So,
Yep.
also, be on the lookout. I'm going to share the update here momentarily, maybe today, probably not because I got my grandson, but the results. My wife threw down a comment last week about the anchor versus going into the
Mooring.
marina, the mooring ball, the free dock, paid dock. We posed that question and we said to rank them. I want to hear what you guys think out on the comments, but we're going to share not just what the guys have said, but what the ladies have said, and we're going to have an overall winner. I'll give you a clue. It's unanimous
Yeah.
what the winner is, but the question will be who are 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, that is all for today. Thank you guys so much. Aaron, we don't have Patrick to do it in European flair, so give us the Florida style.
Thanks for watching. Have
Love
a
it.
good one, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next Saturday. See ya.
See ya.